Hey folks, Deano here again. This time taking another look at an X-Men 97 Hasbro Marvel Legends figure. This is Marvel's Bishop, or just Bishop, to anyone who actually watches the show, or the comics, or the films. Yeah, full name is Lucas Bishop. So, yeah, one of the few X-Men characters to actually just use his real name as his mutant name, I suppose. But yeah, this is everyone's second favourite time traveller from a dystopian future where mutants are all dead to sentinels. Yeah, very, very fun. He comes from the Days of Future Past timeline, basically, which I think in the show he actually managed to change. But yeah, they never really explain why he's in X-Men 97. Like, he was just there episode 1, and they mentioned that his time travel device was broken, that they finally managed to fix it, yada yada. But yeah, they never actually explained what he was doing in the X-Men 97 universe in episode 1. He usually comes for a reason, but this time apparently he was just visiting. But yeah, but basically, this was one of the final X-Men 97 figures that I needed. And since it spiraled so much, I figured, why not just get them? I don't think I'll be getting any of the others. But I think I might be getting the new Cable that has just released in America and will be releasing here shortly, just to complement Bishop. Plus he's in his Marvel vs. Capcom uniform, which X-Men 97 used in the final couple of episodes, which was tweaked. But yeah, might as well get the quote-unquote full team. At this point, the only figure that's not readily available is Forge, and Sunspot, and Jubilee. So yeah, there's a few left, but yeah. Let's get him off the turntable and take a look at his box. So yeah, as with all the other X-Men 97 figures, he comes in this retro style clamshell packaging, which I've said enough times already. I hate collectors want to be able to take their figures out, display them, put them back in the box. Like, this is only good for a small subset of collectors. This clamshell packaging. I mean, it looks cool, but either you keep it in the box or you don't, and you throw away the packaging. Like, there's no in between. But yeah, Bishop is from Series 1 of the X-Men 97 figures. Unfortunately, like I said in the previous video, Hasbro have come out saying that they're not doing a Wave 3 this year, at least. We might be getting it next year when Season 2 inevitably releases. But yeah, as of now, what we've got is all we've got. Which is why I've been picking and choosing from other lines, like Beast, and I'll be getting from... I'm not even sure what wave Cable is in, to be completely honest. But yeah, I think that Hasbro really missed a trick not doing a Wave 3 for like the final few episodes. Like, most of the figures that we got are from the first few episodes. I'm not sure what's going on there, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, look on the back. We've got a picture of them all in their sort of designs. These aren't the actual figures, these are renders, which means they end up looking better in package than they are out. Not to say the figures aren't bad, but yeah, usual stuff. Legalese down the bottom, and all that fun stuff. So let's take a look at his meagre amount of accessories. I think we're used to that by now. So yeah, unfortunately, just like the rest of the X-Men 97 line, he doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories. I mean, Hasbro, you couldn't have at least packaged a sort of energy effect to go on his fist, because that is his entire mutant ability. Like, he can take energy and divert it back out as like a weapon. So yeah, he comes with a fist and a sort of gripping hand on him in the package, which is decent enough. The gripping hand can double as a sort of gun hand, but they also give us two trigger finger hands, despite him like only having one gun. Not sure why. But yeah, trigger fingers, they're much tighter than the gripping hand that's on him. And those are for his gun, which stores nicely in the holster. Unfortunately though, it's just grey, flimsy, soft plastic, which, yeah, that... Can you say lazy, Hasbro? Like, honestly. This could have done with at least a bit of silver paint apps, or even just put some black on it. Like, I'm not even entirely sure this is accurate to the show, this gun. I don't actually think it is, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I mean, it's at least we get one. Like, that's better than nothing. But he comes with a holster, so Hasbro kind of had to do it. But yeah, taking a look at the figure himself, main difference you will notice from Bishop's usual look is that they gave him a short, spiky haircut, which, I'll be honest, I don't think suits him. I much preferred Bishop with the long hair at the back. I think it made him look more badass. But in terms of the actual paint apps on the face, I think they're amazing. Like, this is probably one of the best looking of the X-Men 97 figures, to be completely honest with you. It's definitely the most accurate to the show, that's for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much because this is one of the only figures in the line to get a completely new body. Yeah, as far as I know, from the ground up, this is a new figure, like, in its entirety. Which, when you compare it to the rest of the line, is a bit, like, it stands out too much, is what I'm trying to say. If they were going to do that with this guy, why not do it with the rest? Like, Magneto, the first version, could have really been doing with a new mold. Rogue was okay. Gambit could have probably been doing with some soft goods. Cyclops, I mean, he's decent. But yeah, the arms are a bit long on him, unfortunately. Wolverine's just the same old mold that everyone's used to by now. I mean, they just came out with a new Wolverine pre-order, which I think is out in September in the UK, based on his astonishing look. Like, why didn't we use that mold for the X-Men 97 Wolverine, Hasbro? Like, can someone please explain to me how Hasbro's brain dead decisions work? Like, I really don't understand it. But yeah, now that rant's over with, let's continue talking about Bishop. Yeah, most of them's okay. The only bit I take issue with is the yellow paint on the blue section specifically. This bit has definitely not had enough of a coat on it. You can see the blue through it. It's not strong enough. You can't really see it on camera, but trust me, like, the yellow paint is far too thin. I mean, at least they painted the back, but yeah, down here we've got a bit of a scuff on his thigh. Most of this is fine. Then you come to the knee, which inexplicably, despite the other side being blue, they have moulded the other knee in yellow, despite the fact that the yellow is a different colour to the paint that they've used, and they would have been much better just painting the line on the knee yellow instead of painting the sides blue, because now neither paint app matches. Like, I don't know what that was supposed to be, some sort of cost saving measure. Like, come on. But yeah, going back to the face, the printing technology that they're using looks really good. That M stands out really well despite how thin it is. And yeah, the face is pretty much the best part of this figure, really. In terms of the rest of the sculpt, as I said, it's all brand new, and they seemingly haven't skimped on much. The only thing he is missing, well, there's two things that he's missing really. His arms do not have a bicep swivel, despite the fact that this is a brand new mould. Why does he not have that? He's a gunslinger, Hasbro. He really needs to have his arms go forward a bit more than that, which, combined with the shoulder pads that do not move with the arms, they are pegged in at the shoulder. Yeah, you're not getting his arms any closer than that, which looks very unnatural, especially when you're trying to put him in a double gun holding pose. But yeah, only other thing is the neck. Now, on the one hand, they're using the brand new neck system, which is good. But on the other hand, look how far embedded that is. Like, why? Why is that the case? It gets very little range for what they're trying to accomplish there. Like, if you're going to go the double ball joint route, Hasbro, you need to learn how to do the necks properly. Like, seriously. If not, just go back to the hinge, which actually gets some more range. Speaking of articulation, his neck can go up that far if you push it. Can go that far down, which isn't much. Can swivel. Bit of pivot, side to side. And that is your whack. Arms can go out that far, so higher than usual. They can swivel, but they're a bit hindered by the shoulder articulation. Bicep swivel is nicely covered by this. It's not painted, it's actually an extra piece of plastic which just pops over the bicep, completely hides that joint. Nicely done. Double joint elbows, which, despite how muscular and bulky he is, he gets really good range, even though the elbows look horrible. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. Wrists that are on him are horizontal hinges, and the two trigger finger hands that he gets are vertical hinges, which is good. You always want that with a gunslinger. Abs can go back that far, and if you move his scarf out the way, can go down that far, which is decent. But again, this is a brand new mold. You would expect like better articulation than that, quite frankly. He does have waist swivel. Legs can go up that far. Can't go back any. You can do really good splits, which is good. Because of this stripe, you do have thigh rotation, but this side you really can't use it at all, otherwise you're breaking the sculpt. So any sort of movement like that, you have to use this side, which, if you're not posing him correctly, his legs end up looking weird. Double joint at the knees. Oh, that top joint is really tight. There we go. Once you get it, that's actually pretty decent range. Again, despite how muscly his thighs are. He does have boot swivel. and Hasbro ankle articulation to go forward and back that far, and good ankle pivot. So yeah, all in all, a decent figure. I just wish, like all the rest of the X-Men 97 figures, that we would have got more accessories. Like, I am lucky. I have this lying about, which is, for those of you who know from my Dragon Ball figure arts reviews, this is Durin's sort of fire punch, which thankfully fits Bishop absolutely perfectly. So you can have him as if he's redirecting the blasts. I think usually the colour of his blast is purple, but I'll take this over not having any at all. Let's be honest. This is from the bootleg Durin, so I'm not sure if the official one works a bit better or not. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Is there any other Marvel Legends that you think I am missing and should get to review? Like I said, I'm thinking of getting the Astonishing X-Men Wolverine and the Cable that's coming out. Also the Deadpool, but we'll see. We'll see if that one pans out. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see y'all later.